I am pressing all the buttons. I don't know what I am doing. I have broken everything. Is it that one that I want? No, it's not. Is it that one? No, that's wrong. We're getting there, and there we go. Hello. How is everybody today? Are we all having a good start of the week? Jaleesa, that book baffles me as well, just so you know. I'm going to assume that Noah's not joining us because he's streaming, so that's fun. But that's fine. He'll be raid quitting over on his. Hey, I've actually managed to get it to fit. That's a bit of a lag. Why is there so much lag? So how is everybody? Are we all good? Hello, Luna. How are you? I really do love your new channel name. Like, I really do. Yeah, this is... So I actually wore this for work the other day because we're doing... Obviously, it's Pride Month. Do it like that. Ow. Obviously, it's Pride Month. So we could... They had a day, although I'll probably get away with it more, where as long as we were wearing incredibly bright colours, we could wear what we wanted for work. And me being me, I'm on a bit of an inclusivity kick at the moment. So I managed to avoid getting my picture taken though, and put on the work socials, which was nice. So yeah, I literally bought this just so I didn't have to wear uniform for work. So I'm now going to get my money's worth out of it. But Jaleesa, that book, I don't understand. I've watched your video and listened to your audio thing, and oh, I got some feelings about that one. Oh, I've got a very wobbly table. But Ghost. So what is everybody reading? I need a new desk. What is everybody reading today? Or what are you doing instead? Are you suffering through work? I presume Jaleesa is suffering through work today. What is everyone doing this fine evening, afternoon, morning, depending where you are? I will be reading, as is on the screen, All Boys Aren't Blue. This is another very highly banned book in the US. It's a memoir about growing up as a person of colour who is also queer in America. So, of course, it's really banned. However, I do have a suspicion there may be some stuff in here that's going to make me... Yeah, it talks, I believe, about things like sexual abuse and stuff for minors, which I can possibly see an argument for that one being banned if that's accurate. We'll have to wait and see. Oh, I don't know what I just pressed. Sammy Ellis, that name rings a bell, and I don't know why. How... Right, Jenny, you need to tell me how Mortal Longings is, because that book has been on my... Has that been on my list for a while? No, I'm thinking of another book, but that's also been on my book for a while. How are you getting on with that one? I have had a really slow reading week last week because work was challenging, shall we say. Also, it's not vodka, Jaleesa, it's water. I am being good. I am hydrating. I've put the massive tub of ice cream away, so I will not be eating a full 500-gram tub of ice cream on stream. Okay. I think my question is going to be, how suitable is it for a school library specifically, I suspect. It does not show the things properly. Why? No. Maybe like that. Well, that's slightly annoying. Oh well, never mind. I'm not faffing about with it now. I'll check it next time. Okay, that's interesting. I do like, just a side point on the cover. So there is, I think it's the French cover. I think. And it's the actual author on the face cover, basically with the same pose and the same sort of hair get up, which is really, really cool looking. I think it's the French version. I need to double check that. I mean, the thing is, right, so this is a hazelnut chocolate ice cream, and it's a big tub. Hey, Dan, you all right, buddy? It's a big tub. I was watching Cat's Reading Sprint on Friday night, and I went through a whole tub of it then, and I cannot keep eating big tubs of ice cream to myself. Well, I can, because I'm not going to share it, but I can't do it in one go. So, how are you doing, Dan? Are you okay? How are you feeling? Are you now fully recovered? And being forced to go back through work and all that fun stuff. Also, I am definitely now off the middle of July if you want to arrange a meetup at some point as well. Girl from the Sea, I don't know that one. What's the Girl from the Sea about? That sounds like it could be a horror, but it probably isn't. Yeah, so I've had a bit of a slow month so far, to be honest. Well, not so far, last week. I finished Clash of Steel, which was really, really, really good. I really enjoyed it. That's the sapphic retelling of Treasure Island, which I know Jaleesa has read. I don't know if anybody else has. I really, really appreciate the switch into Asia for the storytelling rather than the Caribbean for the pirates, because that's not so much a area that you really look at least we don't look at, in terms of privateering and pirate history. And Lung Jae Sao is a very prolific pirate, whereas we get taught about Edward Teach or Blackbeard here. So All Boys Aren't Blue is best for ages 14 to 15, maybe new adult up to 25. I think everyone over would still be able to relate, but not as much as people between those ages. I think that's fair enough. It was in the YA section, in Waterstones. Now, I know it's different in America because the way you do books, but it used to be over here that teen and YA split off, and they've kind of been merged together now. So the way the sort of book classifications work in the UK now is you have like your baby books. You have up to 4 years, you have 4 to 8, 8 to 12, and then you go straight into YA, and it's just all thrown in together. So you hit the full gambit of what I would call teen books and late teen books all together as one, with no real split off, which is interesting. Oh, it's a graphic novel, okay. I read, where is it? Where's it gone? So while I was listening to Clash of Steel, which is really good, I read Bloom, which is a graphic novel, which if I remember correctly, Ellen, you've read as well at some point. See, the Young Love and Camaraderie was good. When I was younger, like most kids, had a fascination with pirates. And just to see sort of that alternative, so Eastern image of piracy, which is something we don't really talk about. At least we don't talk about here. We talk more about the Spanish Main, which is obviously like the Florida coast down into the Gulf of Mexico and the Caribbean more than anything else. And we don't really teach that particularly well, to be honest. Number 2's due out soon, isn't it? I know it's not far off. I had mixed feelings about this one. I love the art style. I think it is an absolutely gorgeous colour palette all the way through. I think it's, just in terms of the pure artistic thing, I actually think it's better looking than Heartstopper. It's certainly more complicated than Heartstopper. The main character, who I want to say is called Artie. Is he called? No, Ari. I didn't like his character. And I understand why his character was like they were. but I still didn't find him a very likable character. Very much he's a young man who's seeking acceptance because he's had quite a difficult relationship with his father, so he's fallen in with his friend group, and I think most friend groups will have that sort of punching down. A lot of friend groups have that punching down mentality towards people, and I got that a lot more in this, and I'm not sure how I felt about it. Overall, I will probably pick up the next one. But yeah, it was. I think the other thing as well is if I remember correctly, Bloom is based in the US, so there is some cultural touch points as well. Whereas obviously Heartstopper's UK, so it's a little bit harder to grasp some things that are in there as well, which is fair enough. The shape of Dragon's Breath. I might have just missed that. You all back to work? Well, I'm glad you're well enough to go back to work. It's a shame you've had to go back to work, but it's a shame we all have to work, so that doesn't really say much. But you're doing okay, though. That's the main thing. What else did I read? That's all I read last week. It was a pretty rubbish week, to be honest. So, but I'm hoping I'm reading Gideon. No, I'm not. I'm listening to Gideon the Ninth at the moment, which is really good. It's voiced by Moira Quirk, who is a name. I mean, why is it not showing all the? Right, hang on. Oh, there we go. It's being backwards. I'm jealous of your job. I do not love my job. As has been very clear after this last week, where I've nearly throttled people. I really do like Gideon the Ninth. I think it's really, really good. I think it's voiced by, it's Caroline Quirk, who is quite a prolific voice actor for dubs and voiceover and stuff like that, and it shows in a good way. I like the character, how wisecracking they are, and their internal monologue. I find the world really interesting. I've just hit Act 3. Grafting is working hard. Whereas grifting is looking like you're working hard, but actually conning people. It's a very northern term, I think. Dan is not too far from where I am, only a couple of miles away in American terms. So, but yeah, Gideon the Ninth, I'm really, really, really enjoying. I think it's really good. And then the only other, yeah, and I've started All Boys Aren't Blue. I've just read the initial, the first chapter. I don't think it's going to take. I might actually finish it potentially on sprint actually today. Even though I'm not far into it, it's not going to take me. It's a very big typeset, which surprised me a bit because I hadn't actually realised that. And it's formatted weirdly as well. It seems to have a lot of space at the bottom of the page. Grafting can be craftsmanship if you're doing things like grafting flowers and stuff or sticking things together. It's another example of us in the UK taking a word and just changing its meaning. I would love you to do a reading sprint and ask you lots of questions and baffle you like I do with most people when I wander into their reading sprints. What else have I read? I've not read much. Oh, a bit of an oddity, because again, everything this month is for Pride Month, so I read Different for Boys by Patrick Ness. I'm not going to do a review on it, but might have done one on Goodreads. This is set in a British high school. It's got interesting editing choices because it has these. It's basically the idea of the main character sort of exploring their sexuality and their best friend and the things they've done together. But he's very much in denial, so to speak. But it has this various points in the text where it just blacks the text out. And you've got to kind of infer what's being said there. It's obviously certain potentially slurs are in there, swear words, stuff that you would not be able to continuously get into a YA book. Yeah, it was an interesting read. It's because it's it's a lot younger than me. Some of the blacked out things, I'm not 100% sure what they meant. Most of them, I'm pretty certain. It was interesting. Not really for me. It's also got art in there, which I do like. I like it when you get when you get books and art mixed together. So, how's your readathon going? Also, Dan, what are you reading, if anything, today as well? Or are you just chilling? Just chilling on a Monday night? Or have you got multiple screens up and you've got Noah's multiple deaths, because I believe he's streaming on Twitch at the moment, going at the same time? Are you screaming? Oh, he's playing Elden Ring. He's going to be rage quitting, like, quite a lot. That can go away. Oh, apparently I'm not subscribed. Just quickly resubscribe. Right, there we go. Right, that can go away. I'm just going to... It can... What do you mean, paused? Right, that can go away. I don't need that. Up. Alright. Oh, what crime books? Okie dokie, Alan. Is that a slang for shoplifting? I don't know that a slang for shoplifting. I don't like shoplifters. I've had fun with shoplifters in the last week. I hate them. To be clear, the ones I hate are the ones that are stealing to sell. Especially when they already have big wads of money, which I have physically seen in their wallets. So, that's fun. Hey, Sue, you okay? How are you doing? Oh, no. Oh, I hope that's not going to cost you too much money. I hope you don't have to travel too far back as well. That would be a nightmare. But thank you for dropping in. I hope... it says, I hope the car shopping goes okay as it can do. I've already lost my book that I'm reading. I was meant to do this yesterday, and then I had a day and decided I would not be in a... What's the best way of putting it? In the sort of condition to realistically be sensible, to be, anywhere. So, I'm going to have to sort that for next time. Because that's going to bug me. Now it's... Why is it doing that? Let's just... Oh, so no... Oh, I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. I presume you mean stream, and I'm not misreading that. Either that or it's something else that I don't understand, which, to be fair, at this point, I'm assuming that I don't understand many, many things. So what crime books did you get then, Dan? I have never gotten into crime books. Fair enough. My, it depends with mine. Mine's a bit weird. You'll have to tell me when I go into... I'll... No, don't get a lemon. Don't get a bad one. Because I think there's children being murdered outside my window. You will probably hear kids playing outside because for some reason it's still daylight in the UK. And all the kids on my street are never supervised, other than mine. So they're all out causing chaos at the moment. So that's fun. Yeah. Right. So when I get to the sprint, which is going to be 45 minutes, today's the first day. No, we had some sun yesterday, but I was in work all day yesterday, so I didn't care. Then the England match made me feel sad because it was so boring. And then, and then it's been nice today. The name is familiar. Yeah, I might close the window in a minute. Well, then again, once we're in the sprint, you won't hear them because we have music for today, which is fully paid for and licensed. I just can't find my licensing sheet, but never mind. Although I don't need to attribute anyway, so it's fine. Because I actually read the licensing agreement. There we go. I've lost my train of thought. My God. There is no hope. Yeah, you'll need to let me know if it's too loud because I've already closed it. Why have I done that? I don't know how loudly it's going to come through. So you will have to let me know if the volume is okay when we get there. But anyway, I'm going to stop talking now because I've been talking for 22 minutes-ish. So I hope you all have... First of all, I hope Sue finds an absolute bargain of a motor. And everyone else enjoys their work or their books. I'm going to try and remember how to fetch... I figured out what was going off with the timer as well last time as well. So that's fun. I've puzzled that one out as well. Why it stopped... no, not that one. Why it stopped screen capture. That's what I want. Why it stopped running. So that's fun. But yeah, I am going to start the timer. Make sure you have your water because, as Jaleesa regularly shouts at me for, it's important to stay hydrated. Yes. And happy sprinting. So how did everybody's sprint / productivity / work go? How is all the books? I'm glad you enjoy the stuff as well, Dan. I have so many. So many saved. So I read about 70 pages-ish. I've just hit chapter 6. And I'm struggling a little bit because of cultural touch points with this. There's a few things I've seen come up in other books which I'm going to dig into a little bit more at some point. There's some things that I've learned that I didn't know. There's some things that, whilst I understand why the author feels the way that they do, I'm not sure that I agree with the sort of the final thought on the matter. Yeah. Really interesting, though. We're sort of still going through the American version of high school at the moment. So this would be, I presume, the late 90s, early 2000s, judging by the author's age. I mean, nearly read a chapter's pretty good going. How is the book? How is Immortal Longings? Because I want to know. I want to know all the answers. Also, I actually want to do a channel shout out while it is in my head. Let me just find the channel name because I am terrible and can't remember things. So it's somebody that, I'll be honest, I don't watch as much as I should do. But if you're a fan of sci-fi especially, where... Oh, has it done the thing where it doesn't let me see things again? Why do you do this? I want... Yeah, let's do it like that. I can... Right, I'm going to have to find them another way then. It's easy to find on my phone than on here, and the way it's done it has really annoyed me. Ooh, that's up in 20 minutes as well. I'll be watching that. At least you understand what's going on. Have you made any more progress on Iron Flame yet? Because I really need somebody to finish that book so I can talk with them about it, because I have a lot of thoughts. There we go. Found it. The YouTuber I'm talking about is called Carl, and he's over at Please Read Your Book. I will drop a link to his channel in the description. He is going through sort of a phase that I go through every couple of months to do with not sure in terms of where he's going with YouTube and whether it's worth it, not really getting the interaction. Mainly sci-fi and fantasy. It seems to be more sci-fi. Videos are really good though. Someone to check out. So, chapter 3, Duncan's son has disappeared while they were walking the dog. Now else to report. The word now in that just proves the northernness, first of all. Now it means nothing, Jaleesa, because I know you'll see that word and go, ooh, like most people do. I'm glad you're understanding what's going on in the book. Sometimes books are... I have a difficult time when I don't understand a book, or it's giving me red herrings that don't make sense. Riley Sager does that a lot with too many plot twists constantly through a book. It's yeah, It's challenging. So a kid's gone missing when they were walking the dog. That's it. Fallen down a ditch. I mean, to be fair, that's possible where I live. So buried by the children. Oh, don't worry, you didn't miss much of the chatty bit. We're still well in the chatty bit. I hope work's going okay. I was saying about, because I'll probably end up asking you lots of questions, Jaleesa, about this book. I'm having a mixed time with it. Right, what's Chicago popcorn? Is that a brand or is that a specific type of popcorn? He left his walking stick. I'm going to need a walking stick soon. I'm feeling very old at the moment. Yeah, so I'm having a mixed time with All Boys Aren't Blue. I think a lot of it is because of cultural touch points. Number one, because I am very white, as you can see. Number two is there's a lot of differences in American and UK culture, and it's getting quite difficult to kind of get that hook of understanding because of how different it is, even though I think from memory the author's only 3 or 4 years younger than me. I mean, don't share drives normally have a recycle bin so you can save them? Maybe? Also, why not have a backup as well on the computer as well as just saved? Right, hang on. That sounds atrocious, and I want to try it. What do you mean caramel popcorn with cheese? That... No, you're joshing me with that, surely. You're having me on. That sounds weird. Then again, I like a cheese and onion pie and gravy. By gravy, I mean UK gravy, not that weird slop that you lot have of biscuits and gravy, which I still don't know what it is. Yeah, I thought there'd be a restore point. There's almost always a restore point. I was saying that though, the amount of things that I've deleted, maybe not. Yeah, so I'm probably, Jaleesa, going to be asking you a lot of questions about this book because there's some things that just don't make sense to me. And some of it is just because the US is very, very different. What I did hit in this, though, which I found quite interesting, was the chapter talking about sports and the fact that he was starting to get bullied. It looked like he was about to start getting bullied because the author was not engaging in the more traditionally masculine activities like basketball or American football. I was doing I can't remember what the word is. Jump rope, skipping, whatever you choose to call it. And ended up embracing sport and being so sporty. And I find that a really interesting sort of coping mechanism, which is quite similar, because I know when I spoke about Flame, I spoke a little bit about bullying in there. And part of the way I dealt with it was, and I loved football at the time anyway, was playing football more and being incredibly aggressive when I played, to put it mildly. But I've just lost it. If you can get it by the... We won't have that here. So, I think one thing you really need to understand about UK supermarkets, we will have maybe 5 types of one item. So cornflakes. We'll have 5 types of cornflakes. That's it. We won't have 306. We don't do the level of choice that you do over there. It's insane. Do you mean you gave All Boys Aren't Blue 3 stars? Just so I'm not misunderstanding. Is it a cool walking stick as well, Dan? out of curiosity. So what's actually happened in your book as well, Jenny? Well, what has occurred? What's occurred? I can't do Welsh accent. What's occurring? All right, okay. Yeah, I mean, we all know that I don't make that I don't really tab things, and I don't make notes. I'm actually a bit nervous to talk about this, if I'm completely honest. And I've started tabbing quite a lot, which that's more tabs than I've used in my last 6 books put together. I don't know. It does read a bit like an edited journal. There's some thoughts in here that end up in a different conclusion to what I would have come with. Now, that is a life experience thing, and it's something that, you know, I need to... There's a level of privilege that I know that I have. In fact, bizarrely, it's something I speak about in the tag video that's going up tomorrow. I expect to get absolutely leathered when Noah's goes up. A well-written fight scene where you can envisage what's going on is really well done. The fight scene at the end of Fourth Wing, in the like big dragon battle at the end, was exceptionally well done by fantasy standards. No, I'll still talk about it. It's a case of I need to front and center that well, for a start, it is a memoir, which, you know, I don't really read memoirs particularly. It's a bit like when there's certain books that I'll cover and I get a little bit nervous about talking about. There was a little bit about that for This Book Is Gay, which came out the review came out the other day. That one I was very nervous to talk about initially. I'll be alright. I mean, the thing is, I'm only a third of the way through, so we'll see where it goes. There's some interesting ideas. There is some... It feels like there's a double standard that's unconscious, not deliberate on the author's thing, but there is I'm not explaining this very well. I'll be able to put my finger on it later on, probably. It feels like at certain points the conclusion that's been come to makes sense, but there's a double standard in the application of it afterwards, which makes sense because the whole idea is that there is a double or even a triple standard for different people, which there absolutely shouldn't be. It's definitely reinforcing some of my thoughts about the education system, though, in that it's fucked. Quite badly, to be honest. So I'm up to chapter 6, which is You Can't Swim in Cowboy Boots. Now, I'm just saying, that sounds like a challenge, which if I still swam, I would be willing to try. Just on a side point, I need to start swimming again. But yeah, third of the way through, just before Act 2, actually. Well, I'm talking about the UK. I'm talking about the American education system in this case. I think the UK system is, well, I have thoughts about the UK education system, especially with the academy system. I know it does. I remember you commenting that on a video. It's all right because I love they've done another book. They've done a number of books. Juno Dawson has written quite a few stuff. Rumored to be a future showrunner for Doctor Who. I don't know how true that is, but that's an interesting thought. But they've done one that's focused more on trans issues, and it's called What's the Tea? And I love that as a play on words. I appreciate a good pun like that. So. That's not going to read that one, to be honest, because I found the humour in that book to be just... It did read like, well, you know, when you watched... if you ever watch like younger content creators aimed at like teenagers, and unfortunately because I have teenagers, I suffer through this on a regular basis, where they'll do a load of stuff and then you just have like the massive meme come up with a boom sound, and it's like that's what that book felt like reading it, and it made me want to lob it out the window. But so going forward, we have questions: what happened with the walking stick, and more importantly, I suppose, the child. And how many more people will die in Jenny's book? These are questions we may not get the answer to. So, yeah, I'm going to restart the timer. I don't know where I'm up to with the music either, so this will be fun. I'm 41 now, Jaleesa. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Because I'm gonna. Do you know what? I need to just start exercising. No. Tell me about the manga, because you can't see from here. Actually, my intention was to do manga March. No, March Mangathon, and I created art for it and everything, right? And then didn't read a single manga all month. So I've got a boatload of book one mangas on my shelf to read, one of which is a banned book, so I will hit that relatively soon. It's called Assassination Classroom, which is probably why it's been banned. But no, tell me about your manga. I don't know why I've never got into anime either, which is weird, even though I love the art styles quite a lot. But tell me about book. I've already reset that. Also, I'll just go into Midget Watch. I'm curious to see how many deaths there have been. Blood on the track falls that the population was born his mother. Okay. That sounds curiously threatening. Interestingly. Well, that looks like it's going well. I'm just curious how often somebody has died. Is it a good evolving of a relationship? That's what I want to know. I don't think he's paying attention. He's not paying attention. Okay. That's fine. You can get that silenced again. Oh, okay. Now, I quite like slow burns in terms of like most of the horror that I like. It tends to be quite slow, so that could be quite interesting to me. Huh. I'm just waiting for him to spot. You're gonna fall off and die. Right, he's not paying attention. So, well, I'm glad you're enjoying it so far. I can't wait to hear more. I find the idea of being overprotective fascinating, because I am the exact opposite. I'll just stand there and go, if you want to touch that, your fingers you'll lose, and just they learn the hard way. Yeah, not sure if that's a healthy parenting style, to be honest. But anyway, timer is reset. I'm going to try and find where I've just put all my music. There it is. I will try and find where this music is from as well, because I can't find my my letter of permission. It'll be knocking around somewhere. But I'm going to restart the timer for another 45. I hope, again, we all have our water, because Jaleesa is an inspiration. And it's the main reason I actually drink water, to be honest, because she shouts at me. I'm going to start the timer again and dive back into another sprint. Enjoy. So how has everybody's reading going? Also, I'm going to pronounce it wrong, so I apologize. Hello, Kiana. Have I said that right? I am really bad with names, even the most simple of names. So, and you got home yesterday, but you're exhausted. Oh, well, kick your feet up. Grab a drink of choice. How's Hunger Games going? Hey, I said something right. That is a minor miracle. How's Hunger Games going? I have not actually read Hunger Games. Bizarrely, I've also managed to break something on my computer for a change. Right, that can go away for a minute. There we go. So how are you finding Hunger Games so far? How far are you in? Dan, why have you read Twilight? I do like a dystopian book, I must admit. Don't know why I've not got to Hunger Games yet. I've a feeling I've bought it twice. I'm sure I've already got it somewhere, and then I saw it for like £3 in one of the local shops recently, brand new, and bought it again, and I'm sure I've got 2 copies of it now. How's everybody's reading going? Dan, did they find the child and the walking stick? Or are they still looking? And also, Jenny, how is your book going as well? I want to know all the things. I'm still feeling a little bit lost. I'll be completely honest with All Boys Aren't Blue. America is, in general, is just weird to me. So many things just feel so wrong, if that makes sense, and bizarre. I do really like, though, Nan, or Nanny, I can't remember which way it's Nanny, who was very much like the caregiver growing up. Reminds me quite a lot of my gran, actually, in a lot of ways, with those sorts of rough edges, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, I'm saying America's weird. The UK is not exactly a bed of roses at the moment, to put it mildly. Reset that. But it's weird because there's multiple levels where this is very different to what I've lived through. I think we've just hit the point where it's yeah, see, I've only ever visited America, so that was like 15 years ago. No, it was a long time ago. Need to get back there. Jenny, should we just go to America? You can leave your boyfriend at home. We'll just go. He won't mind. And you're struggling to focus. That's a shame. What are you playing on your Switch, though? What are you playing on there, then? Is it Zelda? And if it's not Zelda or Pokemon, why is it not Zelda or Pokemon? Because they're the only right answers to play games on Switch. I need a Switch. Actually, that can go away. Don't need that up anymore. Speaking of your other half, no, he's still alive at the moment. That makes a pleasant change. Do the see, it's a long time. Oh, I'll let you off for Animal Crossing. I've never played Animal Crossing. It's not too different from Stardew Valley, which I do like quite a lot. Might do a Stardew stream at some point. Oh, is she? Genuine question. Is she a werewolf? Like, I just want to know out of curiosity. Werewolf. That's it. Yeah. Dan, I don't think you answered. Why have you read Twilight? That does not seem like a very Dan book to read. I'm saying this. I'm reading Twilight in September. Oh, let's just knock all my books off behind me. So my kids, well, my middle one, who's 15 this year, which is terrifying. She gets really thrown off by some of the things that I just seem to know. It's like, how do you know that? It's like, I know all the things. I mean, if she's pushing people off cliffs, I think she needs something. She needs something. I like every Twilight book but New Moon. So, I've never read the books. I tried watching the films, and the films were terrible. To put it mildly. But I know in September, when me and Noah are doing, well, when he agreed to this, he thought we were both doing a smut month. And then he didn't realise the terms and conditions meant that he's reading that side of things, and I'm reading the more romance side. But one of us is reading Twilight, and the other one is reading the gender-swapped version from Thingy's point of view, Edward's point of view. I don't want to read Twilight. The only plus point I have is that I can pinch the books from my ex-wife and not have to pay for them. I think put her in a straitjacket and push her off the cliff. Like, that is a yeet moment, if ever there was one. I mean, I've already committed. He said he'd never read it, and that became my challenge. And it's taken me 3 months of hard work and setting him up, so now he doesn't have a choice, which is gonna be an experience. I think we're gonna do a live discussion on the books as well, which is going to be like, I've read a page of 50 Shades of Grey. 1 page, that was enough. It was awful. It was just absolute bump. And when it came out, I worked in W.H. Smith's, which is, I don't know if you have, I think you might have it in American airports. And it's technically a newsagents, but the high street stores are more books. I mean, not just characters. There's people I meet in real life that I feel like doing that to on a regular basis, especially after this last week. In fact, yeah, I did actually threaten to push one of them off a cliff this week. That was fun. Gotta love bosses, don't you? But yeah, I worked in W.H. Smith's when that came out, and it was just, just so exhausting. Do you recommend this? But no, I don't recommend this book to anyone ever. And then you have, like, because you have World Book Day and stuff, so you ended up with kids going to school for World Book Day, dressed as, I don't even know, is he called Mr. Grey? I presume he's called Mr. Grey. Dressed in that suit from the movie and stuff, and then getting sent home from school because it wasn't suitable for school. Just, I mean, that's good. I need to watch more anime. That's a terrifying thing for a 40-year-old to say. I need to read more manga as well, to be honest. Yeah, no, World Book Day over here, which naturally we don't do at the same time as the rest of the year because we're British and we have to be awkward. Has this weird thing where it's actually quite competitive for a lot of parents. I don't know why. I do like Demon Slayer. I've not seen much of it. Did I pick up the manga for that? I think I did. I did. Demon Slayer was one of the manga book ones that I picked up for the month that I never did. Ah, Dan. Well, I hope it's something healthy. I doubt it. You have explaining to do. First of all, book where you're up to. Secondly, you've read Twilight. Please explain. I want to know, because that doesn't seem like a Dan book. Not from somebody who is as into Warcraft and like classic swords and sorcery fantasy as you are, or crime for that matter. It's an interesting choice. But yeah, I'm now at 100 and We're at about 70 pages again. So I've got about 100 pages left. So I probably won't finish it on sprint, but I'll probably finish it tomorrow because I'm going to do one more sprint and then call it a night because it's nearly 10 o'clock at night here now. The sun is finally beginning to disappear. Well, I say finally. It's not normally out. It's normally behind clouds of rain. Like it's going to be tomorrow. But, yeah. What's for tea, Dan? Make me feel hungry. I decided to put away my full tub of ice cream and not eat it all on stream. So that's probably what'll happen. Where's my water gone? Straight afterwards. So, Jesus, don't blow up the thing. I know I have a poetic poison soul. You know what Dan's saying? I do not like DNFing. Oh no, what is it? What sort of advisory? Is it for immense heat? Is it for those horrific conditions you had the other day? I mean, what is our UK weather doing tomorrow? It's going to be... Go away. No. Shoo. It's going to be 17 degrees tomorrow at its high point. And officially, you need an umbrella. So there we go. Oh. You see, this is the thing, when you get weather, you get weather. Like, we don't. We just get wet. And tomorrow's going to be wet, which is annoying because I need to do outside because the garden's overgrown. Just get a gardener. Anyway, yeah, I'm with you with that, Dan. I do not like not finishing books or anything for that matter, except series. I don't know what it is with TV series. I will watch all the way to the end, and then not watch like the last 3 episodes of a series. I don't know why I do this. Oh, very nice. That sounds really nice. I'm jealous. Like, just saying. Have I eaten? I don't think I've eaten since this morning. That's probably a bad idea. I won't mind. Everyone can shout at me. They normally do. I mean, yeah, that's the catch in it. When you've got loads of people who can cook that are willing to feed you. There's a problem there, potentially. I need to do some baking actually tonight. I'm going to do some breakfast muffins, I think, either tonight or tomorrow, and just freeze them all and try and attempt to be healthy. I've got a health check next week, so that's fun. But yay! But anyway, I'm going to do one more sprint and then call it a night. So have I already reset that? I've already reset it. So I'm going to find... I've got too many tabs. Not tabs. Jaleesa, actually, we're going to do a call out here. How many tabs have you got open right now? Or are you at work and it's not too bad? I'm just curious. Because the other day you had like 200. And that's more tabs than I have bookmarks for my quick access sites, which is insane to me as well. Just on a curiosity. Don't know how you do so many things at once. Really don't. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Because I just want to know. Do you know what it is? Jesus. That's obscene. I'm stressed out that I've got 4 open at the moment, which is just mad to me. I don't know how you do it. Do you know what they all are? Like, you do this with books. Like, you read about 43 books at a time, and I don't know. Genuinely, it baffles me. Like, I can maybe do a book, an audio book, and a graphic novel at once. Maybe. But generally speaking, I'll just blast one after the other and then reset again. I can't. You are obviously a superior life form to me. That's all I'm gonna say. Because I cannot do that. Oh. Why won't you move? Go over there. That's on your phone? Right. I'm curious now. How? Right. I mean, I will say I am a man, and multitasking does not happen in my life. Maybe two things most. I can walk and talk. That's my limit. But how? So what are the other four then? Oh, just spat everywhere. That's attractive. What are the other four books you're reading at the moment? I mean, I think she opens tabs to keep her tabs company, to be honest. Right, where's my... Right, my phone has literally one tab open on it, which is that one. That's it. I don't know how you do it. This is insane to me. Oh, just head's blown. Right. While Jaleesa looks at all her tabs of shame, which I've no doubt that some of them are tabs of shame as well. We know you. I've not had an iPhone since the iPhone 6. And I will probably never go back to using iPhone, if I'm honest. Yeah, I couldn't keep track with 5 at all. I can't, like I say, I'm struggling now with 2, and one's an audiobook. And also, okay, so a court of... My God, I can't remember. How are you finding the court books? Because I had issues when I read ACOTAR. Honestly, Feyre could get in the bin for me. Just frustratingly written character. Okay, so... Those last two sound interesting. Actually. I am looking forward to when Noah reads, continues his Splatosaurus reads, because I have Priory of the Orange Tree on Kindle. In fact, Jenny, have you read that? I feel like you've read that. Have you read that, or did you just buy it for Gnome at some point? Yeah, I had... So, when I was going through ACOTAR, Feyre frustrated me because she just felt like a walking plot device with the same amount of brains as a tin of beans. Rysand was interesting. Tamlin was just a dick, to put it mildly. I liked Lucian. Oh, hello. We were just talking about you. Hello, Noah. What was your how many times did you die? In Elden Ring. I had your stream on in the background, so I can close that now then. Many. I thought you would. I know you bought one from Noah. I had it in my head that you'd read it. Yeah, I know Bookworm, who has just arrived, is going to be reading the follow-up to ACOTAR at some point. I don't get the Tamlin thing. I've seen a few... I don't know the... I know bits of the story. I believe some people are expecting him to have some sort of redemption arc. So that's gonna be fun. Are you reading, Noah? This is a question for you. Also, what are you doing tomorrow? Actually, as well. Okay. I'm in a better mood than I was yesterday when I was meant to do this. So that's fun. Oh, are you in what? Yeah, but you finish early. You know, you're only until like what, 10, aren't you? Or am I misremembering? Am I misremembering? I don't know. I'm not in work tomorrow, which is a bonus. And I'm not at work Thursday either because I managed to get rid of that shift. So, huzzah! The wonders of doing too much overtime in 1 week. I get to throw shifts away on another one. But what are you reading, Noah? Are you reading Splatosaurus Rex? I want you to be reading Splatosaurus Rex. I love that term. I wonder if it means the same thing here as it does there. But I want you to read Splatosaurus Rex, please. I want you to suffer. Okay. Okay, that makes more sense. Drudge Canoe really did. Is that meant to say? Okay. Yeah, I don't think it means the same. Yeah. So, are you reading then? Or are you just watching and listening? Again, you'll be going to bed soon, won't you, if you're in work tomorrow? Because I'm guessing you're on a 5 o'clock start. Can deal with the area manager again, aren't you lucky? But, right. Anyway, where's my music-y thing gone? We're going to do one more sprint, 45 minutes. Oh, fair enough. Well, you'll get some music to listen to. Let's just skip that forward. Yeah, going to do one more sprint, another 45 minutes. I should get within 50 pages of the end of this book then as well. So I've made some good progress today, actually. Sprints are good for keeping me focused. Make sure you have water, especially you, Noah, because you don't hydrate enough. And I will speak to you all in 3/4 of an hour. So, full English, so it's easier than just typing. This is very debatable, and it's something that people argue about here in the UK. What constitutes full English? So, bacon, sausage, hash brown, mushrooms. I'd say scrambled and fried egg. Beans, fried tomato, fried bread or eggy bread, French toast. What am I missing? I'm missing stuff. It's been that long since I've made it. Dan, help me out here. What am I missing? There is so much. You just fry everything that you have in the house, basically, and put it on the plate. It's not very healthy, and it's a nightmare if you do it from scratch at home because you just make a mess. But it's very good. That and Sunday roast, which is pretty similar to your Thanksgiving roast that you have over there, but we just do it weekly because it's the only thing that we can cook consistently that's nice. Oh yeah, there's a reason that all-day breakfast is a thing, and it's ridiculous. I'm sure I'm forgetting something though. I can't think what it is. There's like that you literally have eating competitions here in the UK to see if you can eat. Like they basically do that, the huge platter and just go, if you can eat all that, you don't pay, and you pretty much have all the cow on a plate. Black pudding, yes, that's what I was thinking of, or what I think you'd call it in America, blood pudding, or blood sausage, I should say. Not had that in ages because we don't sell it in work anymore. Because we're not apparently in the Northwest anymore, according to stupid people. Yeah. Although if you ask a Scotsman what a full Scottish breakfast is, they will insist that it's better than ours and explain to you why. We have had this conversation in work. Sorry, I'll return to the music now. I didn't want to type all the things because I am lazy, basically. But yeah, thank you, Dan. I'm going to go out and get a full English in the morning, I think. There we go. Hello, Witchy. How are you? What you reading? How did it? Oh, how did everybody do in that one? I've got like 7 pages left, which I will read after the stream. Realistically, I'm not doing a sprint for 7 pages because that'll be like 3 minutes long. But how is everyone's books/work/productivity going? Is it going well? And what are you reading at the moment, Witchy, as well? Did I see a 1 star on your Goodreads the other day for something? I'm pretty sure I did. But, oh, hello. Yeah, I'm pretty much at the end of the book now. I'm still having the sort of cultural differences between UK and America getting in the way a little bit. Noah's buggered off now. Dan, did you go to university? I'm out of curiosity because I didn't. And the whole idea of frat culture, I don't think is as big a thing over here, which is another weird thing to try and twist your head around. I just find it really odd. How are you finding it? How are you finding Hunger Games so far? Is it good? I really need to read that at some point. The Long Journey of a Small Angry Planet. That is a hell of a title, first off. What is that about? That could be a story just about Earth, to be honest. Because we're a small angry planet, normally over the most stupid of things as well. But saying this as somebody who has been on an emotional let's kick everybody thing for the last few days. But no, don't do that. What have I just done? I've just broke thing. Right, you know what? Go away. We're not doing that. Oh, very nice. Yeah, are you doing a video on the catch? Why was it so bad? I saw it and went, oh no. Like, I know you're more likely to give 1 stars than I am, but it's like, oh, that's done something. I want to know, Jaleesa, I still think the mother's a werewolf. This is headcanon for me now. Maybe she's a werewolf in denial, but she's a werewolf. Did someone survive? Did someone else get yeeted off a cliff or something else? Where's Bruce? Probably outside. I don't know. He's downstairs with my child, I assume. He doesn't come upstairs that much. He's very much a you're not allowed upstairs cat. It's in the training montage moment. That's fair enough. Is it good though so far? I need to read it. Where have I even put it? I should probably put my bookshelves in some sort of order at some point. Someone would have a field day trying to find anything in here. Blood was drawn. It sounds threateningly interesting. But hey ho. Have you got any further, Dan, on your crime thing? Oh, I remember you mentioning it the other day, actually. I think it was you. It must have been you. I like Firefly. Firefly was done dirty by the network. It really was. It was why record stuff with a preferred order and then as a network not show it in that preferred order? I know it didn't make a huge amount of difference overall, but that series got shafted so badly. Serenity as well is an amazing movie. Just on a side point. Oh. Okay. That's interesting. Romance trying to incorporate way too many romance tropes. Yeah, I mean, I can cope with insufferable main characters sometimes, but you only need so many tropes in a story. The one that's winding me up a little bit at the moment is the miscommunication trope in anything involving romance that I've read. Why have I got Spotify open? I've had it in a couple of books I've read this month, and whilst I can explain it away and it does kind of make sense, just talk to each other. What I did like, no, let's not do it that way, it's mirrored, Neil. Yeah, like too many twists, Riley Sager. Too many twists ruin books as well. Like in The Only Light Left Burning, that had the miscommunication trope, but the book acknowledged that it was doing it because they had a character who was like the counselor going, just talk to each other. I can't give you any more advice than that. And again, the lack of communication did make sense. But I just hate the trope so much. It winds me up. A book that did it really badly was Timberdark, which was the follow-up to Wranglestone, which wound me up. I've only read one Riley Sager book. I've got another one on my Kindle, and I just don't want to read it. I know Jilly as well. It's not has not been a good fan of Sager's stuff. It's just, in fact, I don't even know where the book is. I think I've given it away, or I've lent it to somebody. I just, yeah. I mean, the trope can work because it's a trope for a reason. I just talk to each other. It's not hard. Well, generally speaking, it's not hard. It bothered me less in the first book that I read this month. It bothered me more in the graphic novel. Yeah, the thing is, right, the final twist at the end was really good in was it The Only One Left? I think it was called. But the reason it landed was because I'd been left so disorientated by every chapter for 20 chapters ending with a twist of some description. So I had no idea what was really going on. And some of them were just balmy, I don't know. But it was objectively solidly written and decently paced. The character was a moron, and I didn't like her, and I wanted her to fall off a cliff. Seems to be a theme of that tonight. Yeah, communication. Admittedly, I've had a few arguments about communication in the last week with people, so that's always fun. Jenny, if you're still here as well, how goes Immortal Longings, or have you just fully abandoned it for the night and just lost yourself in I can't remember what it's called, farming game on Switch as well, because you've been quiet, very quiet. But yeah, well, I've got like 7 pages left to read, and that's All Boys Aren't Blue done. I don't like non-fiction or biographies as a rule of thumb, and this is not selling me on it. I know I've said it a few times, but I think there's a massive cultural difference in the UK to America anyway, which throws me off. And obviously, I mean, look at me. My life experiences are going to be very, very, very different. And it's hard for me to get my head around certain things. Yeah, it's not bad by any stretch of the imagination. It's just, I think I might be at the point where I need to kind of accept, unless it's someone that I'm really, really interested in, I probably shouldn't be reading biographies of them. What I will say, though, is it has got me curious to do a little bit of digging and a little bit of research on stuff that I don't know about. which realistically is probably the strongest thing with stuff like that, because the stuff that's come up in this that appeared in what was the fiction book I read that I had issues with? Legendborn, which again, similar sort of thing, because there's a very different youth culture in the UK in particular, just specifically in that, on that side of things. And I think I need to do a little bit of digging to get a little bit more understanding. But it's alright. I don't get why it's banned. Just on a side point, because actually when I read the trigger warnings for this, oh, you did the same as me then, Dan. Fair enough. The sensible way to do things and not get crippling debt. Yeah, the trigger warnings for this and some of the things I'd seen made me believe it was a lot more explicit in certain areas, or dealt with certain things dealt with certain situations in less depth than I was led to believe by stuff that I've read, or had seen, or even in the actual trigger warnings for the book itself, to be honest. It's not so much culture shocks, it's more culture adjacencies. There's just... The UK is a very strange and archaic place in a way that the US isn't in many ways. Our education system hasn't really changed at all in 400 years. The only way it's changed is with increased access to it. Nothing else has really changed. We still teach the same lies that we've taught for 300 years. But what I find really interesting... Oh, yeah, that's why it's banned. I mean, I'd sort of expected that. The trigger warnings did make me think it was going to be more in-depth than it is. Let's word it like that. And I actually did come into this thinking, because some of the things that this talks about, I'd have no issue with my daughter reading this when she first went to when she was a couple of years into high school, so what, 12? I'd have no issue with her reading that if she wanted to. I don't get it. Was there profanity? I suppose there was profanity in this, actually. There is use of the slur. Yeah, no, there's definitely not enough to ban it. I didn't even notice the language, but that is quite normal for UK books, realistically. The sexual situations, nothing really in there. I can see why someone would argue because of the slurs, but that's only if you're taking them out of context, which is something that we seem to be incredibly good at doing a lot of the time. Unfortunately, people taking stuff out of context to prove a point. It's an argument of the simple and the complicated facts. The simple fact is, use his word. The complicated fact is, use his word in context. It's something that winds me up. But yeah, certainly it's heartbreaking is the wrong word. It's a powerful story, inverted commas, because it's a biography. I like the focus on family, especially with Nanny in particular, and the recognition of how the family kind of kept them safe, and they felt loved regardless of how that was shown. It's American culture baffles me, because it just feels so cobbled together in a mess. And that's not saying the UK and Britain is great, because it's not, it's shit. But, and also, there's the side of things where, especially where I live in the UK, it's not very diverse, to put it mildly as well. Research videos about the book and why it's banned. I will give that a look. In fact, because I can't bother writing anymore, I'm just going to take a picture of that comment and just do it that way. I'll check that out in a bit. Also, just mention Marissa, who most of you probably know her anyway. Marissa Thoman has put up a video talking about The Housemaid and a cover redesign as well. So go check that one out. And your detective is visiting a serial killer in prison/hospital. Okay. Is this set in Scotland? There are all serial killers in Scotland. Did they have prisons? All our prisons have fallen down now, like everything else in the country. But yeah, I'll give that video a watch, though. I have no doubt that this is banned by small-minded idiots, and I have a suspicion that when I look through the banning list over at Pen America, I will see some familiar, reoccurring names, as I have seen for every banned book that I've touched so far this year. But anyway, it's 11 o'clock at night here. So I'm going to go to bed. But thank you for dropping in and spending time with me. Every time you join Witchy, you seem to always join just as we're leaving. It's like you know. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed your reading. I hope you've had fun, and I hope you have a great rest of the day or evening or night, whatever it's going to be. Everybody who's dropped in will be tagged in the description as well for the video, so you'll probably get pings up on that if YouTube does its job properly, which it probably won't, because it's YouTube and it's run by algorithmic idiots. But thank you for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of your day, or indeed evening, to my couple of UK people who are here. And I'll do this again soon. Have a good day, everyone.